Hey, and welcome to the Talk Less podcast. Oh man, this took a while to get started. And how long actually? How long has it been
Few
since we
months
yeah, right?
since you mentioned it.
Like a trimester.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll see more of us as
yeah,
we
you
come through.
you see a lot more of us. And yeah, so I was like we have some interesting conversations, and I was like why don't we put this out there? Let the world, get to hear some. I'm the crazy one, so you guys don't be surprised at what I say. Just saying that now. If you get surprised, that's on you, man. I already given you a warning. That's your warning. Don't be surprised. So anyway, let's just get started and let everyone introduce themselves and what they do. And yeah, let's start with you, Bridget.
Hey, yeah, I'm Bridget. I'm a part of this trimester of students here at SAE. We're doing, we just finished our fourth trimester of Bachelor of Film. And yeah, no, I don't know what to tell you about me.
You're
What are your
interesting, bro.
interests?
Yeah.
I'm interesting?
You're a very
Thank
interesting
you.
person.
Bridget, you're
Apparently
one
I'm
of
an
the best.
interesting
Yeah, you're a
person.
very interesting person.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I wasn't in this group of people. But
Yeah, actually,
I
yeah,
am
you came
now
in late.
After going through quite an intense moment in my life. So I think it'll be really interesting to sort of talk with everyone. I always love hearing everyone's perspectives. So yeah.
I think the way we should introduce people is by asking what their first reaction was when they met Bill.
I think
That's
that's
good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was
I
your
think that
initial
that would
reaction
be
when you
it.
met
Yeah.
Bill?
Hand, say that again.
So what was your initial reaction when you met Bill?
When
Fuck
I
this
first
guy.
That was me. Let me get to mine. That's mine.
No, actually, I think when I first met Bill, I knew that he was definitely outspoken. So that was probably the first thing that stood out to me, like as most people. But yeah, no, I thought you were funny. I didn't know kind of what to make of you, to be quite honest, because sometimes outspoken people, they're actually like quite shy on like a like a personal one-to-one level. So
I'm an open book.
That was
yeah.
not the case.
Yeah.
Yes, that was not the case. But yeah, I guess, yeah, I don't know much more to say than that. I thought that you were outspoken. I thought that you were funny, and
Hey, cool. You thought I was funny. That's all I care about. What about you,
Yeah.
Kay? That's what I want.
No, I want to know about you, Bill. What did you think when you first met you?
Yeah.
When I met me, goddamn, I was like, "Who's this weirdo? He's cool." Nah, I don't know. Like, I don't know how you meet yourself, but if I actually met myself,
Spiritually.
I would be a little bit scared because I'm very, very outspoken. Like, I literally say whatever. I don't. That's one thing I realized is I don't think before saying anything. I just say whatever that is in my head. I'm like, I feel like this. Let the world hear it. Let anybody hear it, right? And sometimes that's not. It's not the case. Like, I should just hold that back a little
you know
bit.
what I thought about you actually to sort of continue on with that was just the fact that I guess it's interesting in sort of the dynamics of like this group and whatnot, and obviously there's always like probably at least going to be one like outspoken person, but I thought that was good. I feel like you play like a really important role in like our group of like friends in terms of like keeping conversations going and getting things like this out there, and keeping those like ideas living and actually making them into something as well.
Oh,
So
I like that one.
True.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
you
I like
did
that.
organize, and you always wanted people to come onto the Bill Roberts show.
Hey, guys, this is
Yeah.
not about Bill. Talk about yourselves, okay?
It's not.
No, you
Goddamn.
should plug the show. You got the shirt on.
I mean, yeah, I will talk about it, but I want to hear about you people.
Okay.
Who are
Yeah.
you? Let them know who you guys are.
I'm Angus. I like making films, and these are my friends.
That's debatable. No,
Yeah,
okay.
very, very debatable.
No, yeah. I was putting up Bill and
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
And these are my
This is
friends.
Kate.
I'm talking about
Hi.
Bill.
This is Kate. No, you're not meant to introduce
Oh,
yourself.
okay. Sorry.
Only the
Yeah.
people are supposed
Do a
to
third
introduce
person for me.
themselves. Yeah.
This is
That's
Kay.
Kate. I think she likes making films. She's a bit of a bitch sometimes, but she loves us. And that's a wig. So yeah.
Yeah.
And she wants to be a dentist, so that's fun.
No, yeah,
That's
I'm
what I
an
thought about-
aspiring
was good about
dentist.
this.
Yeah.
A dentist.
Yeah, that's why I came to film. I want to be a dentist.
So she could do like those YouTube channels where they film. The
Yeah, hey
they
guys,
have
we're
the
cleaning
mouth.
teeth today.
I came here for my ASMR journey. I want to learn
ASMR dental
Why are you
journey.
doing
Yeah,
audio
exactly.
I
then?
want to open up an ASMR
because I need to
dentistry.
get the film side of it first,
Yeah.
and then I'll
Okay.
move to audio. I'll spend 12 120 grand. Is that the right amount?
Anyway.
Probably more than that.
Everybody out there, some tips for going to film school.
Don't.
Don't.
Yeah.
YouTube will
Yes.
teach you just as much.
Guys,
honestly,
Yeah, don't
don't
count.
Find a mentor.
just so we can have
No, we're
you
still
know, sort
having-
of a
sorry, we're having,
structure. But
Kate to say
yeah,
who
we're
she
gonna
is.
like Kate introduce herself first, but I think we should
Oh.
go into that
True,
straight
yeah.
after as well. Talking about the big old debate as film students and our experiences as students. Do we think being a film student, that's a lot of student and film in there,
Yeah, that's a lot.
is
True.
necessary for understanding and making good films? But Kate, you go. You introduce yourself first,
Um,
girl.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about me. I'm Kate.
That's
And
how I felt.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of how you guys would describe me.
Do you want me to say what an average guy would think?
No, no, I'm good.
You
I'll
sure?
You can keep that to yourself.
I'm just saying what average guy. I'm not an average guy. I'm Bill.
Kate's better than
beautiful.
average.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came to film school to make films.
No, I think you have like the best why you came to film school. And
Oh yeah.
What is
Yeah.
that?
Tell the story.
because
Okay.
exactly,
Oh.
right? That's what I'm saying. Like,
Wow,
you're-
I don't want him to see this.
well, you just
um,
said his
Stop,
name.
Reese.
So sorry, Brandon.
Damn, how many X's?
Okay. Note to
that out.
self, bleep,
Yeah, cut
bleep
that.
that name out. Okay.
We'll
Cool.
just do one long bleep. Yeah, I come from like a country town in the middle of Australia, and I was like, hey, I've never done film before, but why not move halfway across the country and study it? So I did that, and my partner at the time was like, I don't have any ambitions, so I'm going to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, so I followed her here.
That was me, by the way.
And that's our story.
Yeah. And now we
You wish
Yeah.
enemies.
Yeah,
of the
right.
Yeah.
state.
But yeah, and I didn't
Wait.
really.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I missed it.
What's going on?
Oh
What
no.
you guys say?
It's
Okay,
okay.
are we going on to it?
No, I think
No,
we're
no,
good.
she's
That's it. Now I'm
Wait,
here.
say the name of the town. You said the middle of Australia. They're
Forbes,
thinking,
New
like,
South
Ayers Rock.
Wales.
I
Okay,
mean,
that's
do you
not
really
the middle
want
of
to out
Australia.
yourself like that? But
2871, my postal address. There's gonna be so much stuff you're gonna bleep
Oh,
out.
no.
Uh,
It's just going to be cut, cut, cut. Jump cut, jump cut, jump cut.
That's a good thing that we have
Okay,
different
okay.
cameras.
Okay,
All right.
so
Let's get into
y'all,
this.
So the
So
first,
introductions are done.
question, y'all. Introduction's done. Thank you for tuning in. So yeah, the first question is actually mine that I threw out there, and it's something that people ask me about all the time. Is do we think that being in film school or being a film student is necessary for making and understanding good films? So I want
who
to
should
hear
we start
yours
with?
perspective.
Being a film
Yeah,
student.
should we
Just
restart
whoever
the
got
whole
it.
thing?
Huh.
I mean, I
Ah.
have an opinion.
You do?
Yeah.
I think go ahead. You should
Mine's
go
like,
first. 'cause-
okay, because I feel like a lot of people think, no, film school is a waste of time.
Mm.
But I guess coming from the story that I started with, like, I came from a rural town where we had, like, iPhones, and that was the closest thing you had to a camera that you could film with. And, like, I guess, I don't know, coming here and, like, learning stuff, I've gained so much more. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't come to uni to study film. So I guess in my perspective or my point of view, like, coming to film school was essential for someone like me. But yeah, I think you can do it
I think
without.
it's really interesting perspective. And I think something that I sort of think of, like, because I think there's definitely pros and cons for both. But I think something that stands out to me is just like, having that structure and knowing exactly, like, you're learning what you're supposed to be learning. And I think also it depends sort of where you go, because the campus, the college that we're with right now, they're quite practical, which I think is quite handy in terms of, like, putting ourselves actually out there and getting the work done, obviously minus COVID and whatever else. But yeah, I've spoken to some people before where they've gone to universities where they haven't done any practical work until the last year, and that just wasn't,
Yeah,
good
shitty.
for
How does
them,
that work?
How
Yeah.
useless
Yeah.
would you be with the cameras? You'd be like,
Right?
Well,
So
yeah,
how do
like
you
there
make
be other
film?
unis in.
the C100s for their grad projects.
"Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah.
that's rank."
That was like our first camera.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me say mine. I think so. I think film school actually help you actually just grabs just the basics of it, right? And obviously, if you want to learn more or know more about it, you have to, put your own initiatives and study it extra, like outside of class and all that. But if I didn't come to like film school, I would probably go on YouTube, like you said, go on YouTube and learn. but you really don't like you know what they're saying, but unless you're actually using it, you don't know what the heck that means. Like when I first came here, I was taught about depth of field, shutter speed, and all that. I didn't really understand what all that meant until I actually went out, and that was when Ed took me on his shoot, and I was creating like all those things like and the depth of field and shutter speed and actually changing it. Then I saw what I was doing, and I was like, oh right, that makes more sense. And I even feel like some of my practical just because I didn't really understand what like I know what it like he said, but unless I actually practice it myself, I didn't know what that meant. And yeah, so just staying at home and doing YouTube thing, you will learn. I'm not saying you're gonna learn anything, but for me, I'm a practical person. I'm more of a hands-on, and that's how I learn the best. Once I have things in my hand, I that sounds so weird.
I also
But
think it
yeah, like
helps-
that's how I
No, for
learn.
real, I 100% agree with you. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I
I
was
think
just
it helps
saying
with
as well.
like getting jobs as well. Like you
Mm,
can't go to
definitely.
anyone and be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I
I've
learned from
studied-
YouTube.
I've done
YouTube.
everything
Anything, yeah.
online. Like if you actually come with them and say, yeah, I've got a bachelor in film production, and like this is my resume and this is what I've done and worked on in the past and here's my portfolio. You can't really do that without going to like you can and you can build and you can do your own projects, but you won't have the expertise or the actual official sort of documentation to say that you've studied and convince people that they should hire you. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think something, what I've heard from when we started studying here is just sort of, the same thing. You're going to have a good, like, creative resume, creative portfolio. You're going to have the actual work to show for. And I think that's true no matter if you decide to study film or do your own, like, personal, like, study or do your own films and then, like, put yourself out there. I think we definitely have the blessing of social media and being able to reach, larger groups of people or like people from film like industries might see someone's work from YouTube or whatever if they do a really good job or at least it's up there. But yeah, I think also I definitely agree like having that slip of like education saying I dedicated my time and effort towards this and I did like I have the practical work to show you, but I also have like theoretical basis for this.
Yes,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
it wasn't
that's
just a
true.
hobby.
Yeah,
Like I
exactly.
actually
Yeah.
went and paid and
Like critical
did this.
analysis.
I mean,
of
this
what
is a
I'm
hobby,
doing.
right? Like I love film. Like,
It's
that's
a
why I'm
hobby.
in it. Like this is like
But
the
we're trying to
biggest
make this
hobby.
a career.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Like,
yeah.
like for me, this is my last. Like I keep saying, and people don't understand when I say it. Like this is my last bus stop. Like I have to make it in film, and that's the reason why. It's not like it's not like It's like the reason why is because I really like this, and I like the people you meet, and like the create. I just love creating things. So if I don't make it in here, I can't make it anywhere else, man. Like this is like the best place I think I belong in. This is and I'm so lucky to be in like such a good position that I can do something that will be what's the word that will impact like Australia as a whole
You
sort
can
of thing.
spread a message so
Yeah,
easily
man.
with
Like
film,
oh,
Tell a story.
I have
reach
to
so many
like I
people.
have to make it in film, bro. I
Just
have
people
to.
love watching movies. People have
Everybody
no-
watch movies. Who doesn't watch movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think definitely coming from like an artistic side, I would consider myself like an artist as well as someone who is somewhat of a musician. Like I think film gives you like that whole other realm of like expression in a way. Like I feel like it's entirely different and like you can connect to people in such a like a broad way.
Yeah. And now touching on what you guys just said, something that I thought would be interesting to talk about as well, like do people like have dreams of going to Hollywood or people want to get in film companies or do film work more like nationally rather than internationally? So yeah, what are people's dreams with that sort of thing? What are people's
mean,
goals?
Personally, I'm aiming big. What's the point of doing this if you're not like aiming to do something with it? So yeah, I do want to. I don't know about Hollywood per se. Like that's like ultimate goal, but it's sort of that's like we should be trying to expand Australia's film industry instead of just focusing on where it already is and like going and following that. So like that's an option, but I think we should be actually trying to make better films in Australia.
Yeah.
So more people will start building around that as well, and maybe one day we could be just as successful as Hollywood and America, and actually have a good film industry here.
Yeah.
Because it's just in America, which is kind of boring. Like, wouldn't you want more films to be made in different countries? And like Korean films
mean-
are going well. So
Yeah, like the thing is, Hollywood, they're making most of their film here, and they're getting the credit. That's the thing, right? Like they're using our resources and our plays, and they're getting the credit. And yeah, just touch on what you're saying, man. Like that is, I'm not going to Hollywood, man. This is my Hollywood. I am in Hollywood. Like, and I feel like Australia has a lot that we can really, show to the world, and especially being an African Australian, I have a massive shoe to fill, and I hope I can, because America has their African kind of, and they have a bunch of like diversity in the film industry, which I love, and I'm just hoping if we can create that here as well. So I'm not going anywhere, man.
do you feel like a sort of responsibility, like
Yeah, man.
to represent
Definitely.
African Australians? And
And that's what I'm saying. Like I have to make it. If I don't make it here, then what's my purpose? I think my purpose is to, give other people way in like the film industry, especially for like the what's the word for it? Like the non-white people. I don't know.
Like the minorities.
minorities.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. So yeah, man. Like I'm already in Hollywood. That's my Hollywood.
Yeah.
How about you, Kate?
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm not aiming for Hollywood at all. Like, I'm here for Australia. I'm here to make stories about Australia. And then again, like, I'm not saying like if I ever got the opportunity to film and travel overseas, like I would take that in an instant. Like, so happy to do that. But like, I don't think that my goal is to be like that. Like, I'm not up there with like any of those grand directors. Like, I'm happy doing me and just being someone that makes stories and
Not
stuff
yet.
that people want to watch.
Don't put yourself down like that. Not
Yeah,
yet. You're
but-
not there yet. You're still studying.
true.
Like
Yeah,
5
what
years,
else do you
10
want?
years from now, you'll probably be one of the greats. And I actually think you will be one of the greats. Actually,
Thanks, Bill.
like
I think you'll
and
be
I'm
one
not
of the
even trying to, like thinking,
Wow.
but
Honestly,
yeah.
actually, that's something I want to talk about. The number of times I'll watch a movie, or like I'll be going through old films and like male director, male director, male director, average film, and then you watch like a movie and you go, "Fuck, who directed this?" And it's a chick, and you're like, "Fuck, what a good film!" Like, and it's weird because they never got to direct much in the past, or it was always, and it still is, run by men mostly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Women can make good fucking
Yeah,
films. and
but people need to stop doing this is a female thing. Like, don't push that. Like,
No,
let
yeah.
let the film.
like that
sell
Birds of
itself.
Prey movie, like when they force it, it's just
Yeah, it was actually not a bad film. I actually watched it. It was not a bad film, but just don't push an agenda behind it. Like, just make a film. Like, this is a film. There you go. If I like it, I like it. I don't care who directed it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
I
a good
agree
film,
with
I
you,
like
but also something that I'd say is just from my experience of being like within different minorities, it's just not speaking for them, Like, that's the only thing. Like, yeah, I agree with you. I feel like people shouldn't, like, if they, like, they shouldn't glorify it, but also you can't say,
Yeah,
for
I know what you're
women's
trying to say.
films.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
I'm just saying that just because that's just something that I always think of, because I come from a few different minority groups. Like,
You're
I'm
lucky.
I'm bisexual, I'm Indigenous Australian, and I'm white Indigenous Australian as well. So that's not
A
a
minority in
majority.
itself, yeah.
Yeah.
You're white and black. That's
Yeah.
great. Like, I mean, come on. I'm like, goddamn. I got best of both worlds. Yeah, black and white. No one can kick you out. It's like white people, here I am. Black people, here I am. Like, you fit
Yeah.
everywhere.
I mean, I
That's
guess
a good
so.
thing,
That's a
yeah.
whole nother thing within itself.
I'm
But
not- yeah, another
so
topic.
yeah, to sort of touch on that question, not to really ask myself, but still, yeah, I think I don't really want to go to Hollywood. I think I would love to be nationally recognized for my films, but yeah, I really want to work. Like of course, like anywhere overseas, I'm happy to, work wherever, like anywhere in the world. But I think that making sort of films within Australia is really important to me. I think also because of my background yet again, like
Definitely.
I feel like a responsibility to make films that are sort of talking about issues
yeah.
that I
Yeah.
just kind of touched on, being in minorities and things like that.
Hope yeah, people are insensitive.
And I
'cause
think that, yeah,
I'm
that's something that
from
Australia, like, really doesn't do. Like, I think, like, people are like, oh, yeah, like, we touch on diversity and stuff, but I think Australian, especially, like, if you look at, like, TV, doesn't have like diversity whatsoever. And I think that's something that we really need to start addressing within the media and just within television, I guess. I think that's something we need to improve.
Yeah, although it's a bit of a slippery slope yet again because I am a white, like Indigenous person, so I can't,
Speak for
obviously
everyone,
speak for
yeah.
everyone in that same sense.
What do you mean? You're
No, I can't because I don't know what people with darker skin tone, the racism that they face. Like
Yeah.
I just,
okay.
I
True.
talked to my
True.
grandpa
I
and
get
then,
that. I get that.
people look at him, like I've been in public before, this is going on a bit of a dark tangent, but I've been in public with my grandpa before and people have, looked down upon him, and I've met quite a few people, unfortunately, that say that they want all Indigenous people to be erased from history.
What?
Damn.
Yeah, I know. People are always shocked to hear
Dude.
that. But yeah, people, you don't think I'm Indigenous from looking at me.
That's true. That's
But
true.
then if you
if
look
you
at
don't
my
tell me, I
grandpa-
wouldn't know.
Exactly. And as a result of that, he faces a lot more racism than I ever would. So,
Okay, well, this is not a racism episode.
no.
This is just an introduction, so you guys can get to
tangent.
know us a little
This
bit.
is how deep our
It's
discussions
just a little,
go.
it's just a little side
is
reel
episode
for
10.
what I was talking about.
Get excited.
Yeah.
So that's our next episode, guys. Stay
Yeah.
tuned. And
Oh,
I think we're
I gotta
gonna.
bring
What are
some
we
facts
committing
with me.
to?
I think we're just gonna cut it here because you don't want them to start. I don't know what I was just gonna say just then. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna cut it right there.
Go on a tangent.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thanks guys for coming in. You guys want to tell them where to find y'all if they want to find you guys on Instagram, Facebook, and all that?
Yeah, at Linley Angus or Linley Productions if you want to follow my business account.
I guess you can find me on Facebook, Kate Hodges, or Instagram, Kate Hod. And you can look at my website on my Instagram as well.
Why are you giving them your actual Facebook? I didn't say you should get them to add your
That's my.
friends.
I want to make friends.
No, that's not. Anyway,
That's
whatever
why
you
I
want,
film
sure. Well, you can follow me on the Bureau Robert Show. I'm wearing the shirt right now. I wanted to plug it earlier,
Hey.
but I
Wait, turn
can't
around.
right now because
Yeah, give us a
Turn
12.
around. Show us your back.
Yeah, I'm gonna show
That's the
That's
first show.
this is the first episode. You don't want to be that personal.
Yeah, you
If you
do.
want to see my backside,
They
you
can wait till episode
tune in for the next
Yeah.
episode.
Subscribe.
Wait till next week for Bill's back.
Yeah, wait till next week you see my butt. All right. Anyway, what about you? Where can I find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at BRIGIDSUSANNA, Bridget Susanna. People never get it when I just say Bridget because that's not how you spell it normally. So yeah,
Cool.
follow me for some film
Yeah.
things.
And some.
Yeah.
You probably see me there too. I do cameos on everyone's page.
Yeah.
Anyway, see you guys next time.
Thanks for tuning in.
We'll
Ciao.
talk
Thank
more and
you.
talk less.
Yeah.
So good. We'll talk more, talk less.
How long did that go for? That felt like 4 minutes.
That wasn't long.